Hi and welcome to Tutorial 9, Learning at University. Purpose of this tutorial is to help you prepare for university by helping you understand what to expect. So by the end of this tutorial you should have a better idea of the differences between college and university study, what is meant by independent learning, and the support that's available to assist you with your learning. Moving from college to university can be a daunting prospect. There are lots of things that will be different about the way that you'll learn at university, and having an idea of these in advance will really help to reduce any anxiety that you might be experiencing. So let's start by thinking about what these differences might be. Pause the video while you note down anything that you think will be different about studying at university in comparison to college. First of all, the campus is going to be probably bigger than what you're used to, and this can be daunting at first. You'll attend classes in different buildings, and so there will be a bit of navigation required. Fear of getting lost is quite a common fear among new students, but actually the GCU campus is quite compact, and it really doesn't take long before you know your way around. Although the campus is made up of 16 buildings, you'll only attend classes in 4 or 5 of these, so you don't need to know every single building. The facilities at GCU are definitely some of the best available. Right in the city centre, campus is modern. The teaching facilities allow for a real quality learning experience. Unlike at college, you'll have access to a really big, ultra-modern library with areas for group and quiet study, as well as access to computing and media facilities. Classes and timetables are likely to be different too. At university you'll have formal lectures similar to what you're used to at college. And they're what most people think of when it comes to university teaching, but there will be some differences. One of the first differences you'll probably notice is that the class sizes can be much bigger than at university. Your social work class is likely to have between 40 and 50 students in it. And for most lectures, this will be the class size. But in some classes in first year, you'll join other students studying for other degrees such as physiotherapy, occupational therapy and nursing. And those class sizes can actually have up to 400 or 500 students in them. So they will be much bigger than what you're used to. Most lecturers will deliver their lectures using PowerPoint slides, and you'll be expected to listen and take some notes. What you might be surprised about though is that lectures aren't actually always as formal and serious as you think. The social work lecturers do work really hard to make their classes interesting, and it's not uncommon for class discussions to take place, or maybe even video clips to be played in lectures. So as well as lectures, you'll attend seminars, which you probably won't be so familiar with. Seminars are less formal than lectures, and their purpose is to help you explore what was covered in the lecture, and it gives you an opportunity to ask questions if there's anything that you didn't really understand in the lecture. Seminars will typically involve class discussions around maybe scenarios or case studies, or other kinds of practical activities designed to get you thinking about the subject in a little bit more depth. With regard to the timetable, the structure of the university versus college day is also something to consider. You'll probably find that, unlike college, you'll have quite a lot of leeway to create your own schedule. So there could be days where you could have 5 hours worth of classes, say, and then other days where you have none. As we'll see later though, this means that you need to be quite disciplined in how you spend your time. Let's think about your learning now. Well, there are quite a few differences in the way that you'll learn at university in comparison to college. Some of these are really quite obvious. So for example, you'll cover more material, so the pace of learning will probably be a bit faster than what you're used to. But the kinds of assessments are likely to be different too. Although in first year, your assessments will mainly be written assignments, in later years you'll do more group work such as group presentations or maybe group problem solving activities and group projects. As you progress through your course, the more sort of hands-on type learning will become increasingly important as you complete your placements as part of your social work training. One of the biggest differences in learning though, but one that's maybe a bit less obvious, is the way that you're taught. At college you might have basically regurgitated what you learned in lectures in your written assignments. You probably relied quite heavily on your tutor to let you know what books to read for the assignment and what needed to be included in it. You probably weren't expected to explore different points of view and to refer much to evidence. At university though, you're taught to think much more critically, and this means exploring different points of view and the evidence to support them. Critical thinking is a really important topic when it comes to university, and we'll come back to it in the next tutorial. The major difference between college and university though is that you'll be expected to rely less on your teaching staff and more on yourself. This means that you must take full responsibility for your study. You'll find that there are big blocks of free or non-contact time in your timetable, and it's during this time that you are expected to be studying. So this could involve maybe going over and rewriting your lecture notes, maybe doing some background reading or working on assignments. It is important that you take this on board from the start. You might find it quite hard to discipline yourself to use this time sensibly. And unlike college, there won't be anybody to push you. So using this free time to study is what's known as independent learning, which you might have heard of. You might have actually had it drummed into you that university is all about independent learning, but there's lots of confusion about what this actually means. So let's take a closer look at this now. So let's consider what it takes to be a true independent learner. Well, you need to take responsibility for your learning, and this means not relying on somebody else to tell you when to study. You need to be organised and plan a study timetable that's going to work for you. So that means you'll need to think carefully about how you're going to manage other responsibilities such as your family, your work and your friends, and prioritise as best as you can. If you don't think about this from the start, the workload will probably get on top of you, and before you know it, you'll have too many deadlines approaching and not enough time to get the work done for them. Independent learning also means that you might need to adjust how you go about your learning. Because there's an emphasis on critical thinking at university, the techniques that you used in the past to learn might not be quite as effective at university. Everybody does learn in a different way, and over time though, you will find a way that works best for you. Finally, you need to be motivated to learn. Everybody, even the most motivated people, struggles to discipline themselves at times. But at the end of the day, being disciplined and motivated is down to you. It's not the lecturer's responsibility to motivate you. This idea of independent learning can put students off coming to university, but there are lots of misconceptions about what independent learning means that you should be aware of. Firstly, independent learning is probably not as independent as is often believed. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to learn in isolation. In fact, studying with other students and maybe asking each other questions is one of the best ways to learn. Also, independent learning doesn't mean managing without help. Lecturers are happy to help, and part of being responsible in your learning is admitting when you're struggling and asking for help. Although they may sometimes seem to be remote, the lecturers do want to help you, so don't be afraid to ask questions. Lastly, independent learning doesn't mean that you should arrive at university with all the skills you need in place. It would be highly unusual for a student to arrive at university with brilliant academic writing skills, great critical thinking skills and great independent learning skills. This just doesn't happen. Getting a university education is about developing these skills. So you're expected to develop them while on the course, not beforehand. Working on these tutorials will, however, help you understand a bit more about these skills and help you feel more prepared and confident about going to university. One of the things that surprises new students the most about coming to GCU is the level of support that's available to help you with your learning. Lecturers are generally very friendly and approachable, and you'll also be allocated a studies advisor who'll be able to assist with any problems you're experiencing. The time of teaching staff is limited though, so the university has set up dedicated learning development centres where academic development tutors are available to help you with your learning. The academic development tutors offer workshops that you can sign up for, as well as one-to-one sessions, and they can assist with lots of topics such as academic writing, critical thinking, managing your time, note-taking, and lots more. The tutors are friendly and they've got a great reputation for the support that they give students. You can find out more about the support available by following the link shown in the slide. To sum up, the key points of this tutorial are that studying at university will be a very different experience to studying at college. You'll find that the size and kinds of classes that you'll attend will be different, and the campus might be much bigger than what you're used to. The major difference, though, is in the way that you'll learn at university. You'll receive less direction from tutors when it comes to assignments, and you'll be encouraged to think more critically about topics rather than simply replicating what you've read or been told. Finally, although you'll generally be expected to be more independent and take more responsibility for your work, the university does have an excellent reputation for student support, so help is readily available if you need it.